There is no cinema like flash flicks.
This man there trying to take over, I'm telling you.
All that rapping, baby, it's over with. Know what it is.
Hey, y'all know we coming. We lost from here on out. We on ass all night. We getting that get back. Y'all know that. Plus two.
There is no cinema like flash flicks.
This man there trying to take over, I'm telling you.
All that rapping, baby, it's over with. Know what it is. All right. I kind of understand now. I get it. Like, if all I watched was our cinematic recaps and things like that, and then see the Mandarin University stuff, like, I get why they hate us. Like, I ain't mad at them. Like, it's not we're good people. We just get animated in wartime, guys. Like, we geek. Now it's Kofi. Y'all gonna really hate us in 707. you, if you watch without context, it looks it looks different. It looks different. I'm not even going to bad. I'm over here putting that on Facebook, giving my guy Chris. Check this right here. If you really want to get some good, you want to take your media, just anything. If you want anything that you're doing to look bigger than what it really is, go check out my guy Flash FL1X Flash Flicks on IG. I think he's on Twitter. But he really uses IG and Facebook more than he uses anything else. I think it's also what his YouTube is. Yeah, Andre, that was Kobe. That was Kobe at the end. We'll explain a little bit more of that. We talked about the St. Augustine Mandarin matchup. It's very epic. We talked about that on Friday's show. We got a birthday in here. Y'all make sure when y'all come in, y'all tell Montre happy birthday. Congratulations, don't know how old you are, but you're old. And for those who don't know where they're at, you're just venturing here onto this Monday morning, Victory Monday. As you know, look, if you ain't rocking if your team did not win, we don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Don't come in here talking that trash. The same thing I told my boy Bernie. Where are we watching the ACC championship at? My Cigar Lounge or Tootsie's? Shout out to the University of Miami for doing what they do every year around this time, completely ending their opportunities to go to the college football playoff by losing to teams that they weren't. We are, in fact, annually their Super Bowl. So, but this shit, I just realized, man, we're gonna make y'all matter at Mandarin. So like more and more people. So like, anyways, man, this is Big Games BS on this good Monday morning. Brought to you by the MFTK Foundation. The MFTK Foundation is the go-to website for all things that we're trying to do into the community. You know, this time of year is a little rough right now on us, on everyone. I was trying to move some birds, but I don't know if I would be able to move birds like that. I don't really know if anybody has it like that. If you do have it like that, there are plenty of people who don't have it like that. So please consider giving a donation for the things that we have upcoming, the turkey drives, the gifts for good grades, a lot of the different things that we do have coming up. We have our 7-on-7 MFTK showcase coming up this Saturday. A lot of those different things. Angelo put we will talk about that today. I don't know if Jaden put that in. I haven't seen the show notes, but they're a little mad at me on certain sides of towns, and a lot of places they're kind of mad at me, but it's okay. I've learned that my show probably won't ever blow up like that because this show is designed for people who change classes in high school. The show is not designed for people who stayed in one classroom, and they wore helmets in the classroom as opposed to outside of the classroom. This show is not designed for people who are not critical thinkers. This show is not designed for people who come with emotions and feelings and no facts. This show is not designed for people whose favorite crayon color is red. This show is not designed for people who we're what we call SLD, slow learning disability. So I get sometimes when I post things, it's hard to comprehend because it's out of certainty, and it's kind of like Kevin Hart in 40-Year-Old Virgin when he went up with the guy. He said, "See, you use some words that I don't understand, so I'm gonna take that as disrespect, and you gonna have to see me." So like that's what happens. And then, but this show is designed for people who can't use $5 words and get change back. This show is designed for people who are both smart, talented, gifted, and can scrap. So the funniest thing, though, is everybody's upset with me with their thumbs. But then what happens is when you get outside and you get into reality and you see like, oh, snap, that's a big-ass black dude with dreads. And it might be something wrong with him. And it is what it is, man. But, we do all those different things. And like I was telling one person, the Reigns Viking graduate will be one of the places. I said, hey, you guys do know I would do these things to y'all, for y'all. Like, y'all can just stop crying and hating. Like, it's not, I'm at Mandarin. So, like, my feet are where I'm at. So I got to blow up Mandarin. I happen to have a platform. I happen to have ideas, and they happen to have not told me no. I did get one person, man. I said, if y'all was really, I would have paid. I would have helped you guys get the game going, but y'all ain't asked. Y'all just rather go and protest and say the man was holding you down, and y'all could have went to Big Daddy James, and I would have made sure the game happened. Sometimes it might have cost you something. You might be in a bind. I'm in a bind, Nate. We all been in a bind sometimes, man. I would have helped y'all out. Let me finish typing this. So after starting the show with Chris and Matt Recap, I get why y'all hate us. We make sure y'all go tell Montre happy birthday. We were. But it's been a very, very exciting weekend for sports if you are a if you're a Florida State fan, and whew, man, I hope he put this. We gotta get into it too, dog. Florida State's my love, right? That's my alma mater. But I grew up on FAMU's campus, and god damn, we got our asses whooped. Like shit. Like they went over to Southern and got a good old. I mean, no, Southern came to us. This is how I know the city. Before we get into, how I know the city of Tallahassee's, Matt? FAMU and Florida State both had a home game. FAMU and Florida State both had a home game. And you know what was available? Hotels. Florida State has a home game and normally there's no hotels. FAMU, you can get that. But when the city is supposed to be like unnavigable. I think I said that right. But like navigatable. Nah, that doesn't sound right. Navigable. Whatever. Like, anyways, I call and I tell them, and I'm I call him, tell him I'm not coming because I gotta coach my son. That's and I got the little gator bro. I got stuff to do. And they're like, oh, okay, well that's okay. They're like, we got plenty of rooms. And I'm like, what? They charging a brick. And then my boy Hove sends me, he's like, hey, before I cancel this room, he sent me a room for $166. I said, bruh, where the hell did you find that room at? And it wasn't no Roach Motel. It was like not comforting, like what's the like one of the Marriott, one of the suite, like the little Marriott things. But it was a nice, decent hotel. And I'm like, bruh, these cats wildin', bro. They really mad at Mike Norvell over there. Like, but we'll talk about some of the things that we did through the MFTK Foundation for people in the community. Again, remember, guys, we love to give you guys tickets on this show. I love to. One thing I will do is I will fill Doak Campbell Stadium if given the opportunity. But we gave away some tickets to military families. We gave tickets to. Obviously, we gave tickets to the Jits. We did a lot of different things. I say we. I love to talk about we. I am just the vessel or the vehicle. You people who listen to this, whether you smash the like button or YouTube, or whether it's the people who refuse to leave Twitter but love to watch it and just don't give a fuck about the pockets that could affect the MFTK Foundation, because we get paid more on YouTube if you watch that. But the fact that you guys have come over and done these different things are great. I'm blessed because of sponsors that I can be able to take this. I need more of those right now because my pockets is a little lighter right now. But we're able to do different things because of you guys' support and sharing the different things that we did. But we talked about a family that went to Florida State, that were in the National Guard. They're teachers over in the Panama City area. They adopted a family of five brothers and sisters, if I remember correctly. It might have been more, but they adopted a lot of Jits. We talked about it on the show over the summer. I reached out, found them, said, hey, if you're an FSU fan, I want to make sure we get you guys to a game. And he didn't ask for no handouts. He didn't act like, he was very, very proud guy. His name is Deshaun. And he says they try to go, but they can't bring everybody. And we gave them 9 tickets. Everybody got in the game. They sat in my area. So they got end zone seats and a couple rows up. If I'm gonna sit in gym pop, I'm gonna sit like where I could be where it's close. And also I like when I go to the game and I got my little thing on my neck, I want to be able to go see the folk, I want to go to my section and see the people who's sitting in my seats. I go and I look. Now, problem is I can't see. So I'm up there trying to look. I think that's my section, but it feels like I can. I will do that. I was approached to get some of those west sideline, the new sideline seats. If we get the show up there, right, I know I can get into that area. But I do have 4 for the Virginia Tech game. If we get the shows popping like that, I will give away those things. And then I gave away 4 tickets in the varsity club for this past game. That's all you can eat, all you can drink. no smoking though, for whatever reason. Like just, but I said I mean we would give those away. And whatnot. So also, if you see my new co-host, because Jaden's gone, we should call it that. That's what we'll call him, because Jaden got to leave. We should call our doughboy Jaden. So Jaden will always be with us. Looks nothing like Jaden. Jaden's high yellow, but yeah. So we're gonna get into that. We can't just skip the. So you just get. Oh yeah. Now that's the family we were talking about. We'll get into it, but we have to. I'd be remiss in the way that this country is going. It's crazy out there, and most people know my beliefs, but just in case, we have to start our show off the same way we start our show off each and every day with a word of Polynesian prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Man, you motherfuckers better thank God, like that Polynesian said. All right, let's go through what we're going to be discussing today. Again, man, if that don't get your spirit moving, I don't know what will. We got to talk about the MFTK and the MFTK Spartans. No, nothing happened to Jaden, guys. Jaden is studying for the bar exam. Studying for not the bar. My bad. I'm skipping steps from. Jaden is studying for the LSAT. He will be Jaden. Basically, we got Jaden for going into the fall. His goal is to enroll in FSU Law School, fall of 2006. So we won't have him anymore after that. But this week is the week. So Saturday he takes the test. So y'all give him good thoughts, encouragement. I know that's got to be a little bit lot of pressure on him. Taking these tests and things like this. And I love that for him. Jaden's good people, man. It was one of the best. I mean, we've had other interns. Bobby's been an intern. We've had other guys, but Jaden, I really really do like Jaden. We're gonna talk about MFTK and things of that nature. Then we'll get into college sports. Where we will talk about FSU. Obviously, we'll talk about AP top 25 and top 25 matchups. We will revel. We will do what our ops have done to us. We will revel in their sorrow. Misery loves company, and God damn it, I love it. We will talk about Arch. Did Arch, or did he actually bug back? We have Dylan Crayola. Talks about that. We got to get into the NFL. We got to get into the dudes that keep me drinking hard liquor, and that's the Jacksonville Jaguars. We would talk about old people throwing old people's balls. Ryan Fitzgerald, old people, Fitzy. We got tits for Fitz. Shout out to my dog. Again, I'm telling you guys, we're going to talk about Mandarin University, and apparently a guy that was really well known by a lot of people to me. I have no idea who this guy is, but unfortunately, the Duval. I don't know what happened, but a guy very well known to Duval passed. But we'll talk about Pop and Miles' New England Patriots. C.J. Stroud is on the Tua tag-along path. We will talk about how my baby boy Kai's favorite team, the Bills, as he says them, their win, and my bastard son, who I want to be the father in his life that I was not able to be. Those who have watched the show will understand that. Grandma Isla's favorite team has picked up the pieces, and then we'll end the show with the best segment. One of us is the Big Games B.S. segment, BS or Bussin', and then we will talk about my favorite team, and my favorite college, and how they wildin' when it comes to their season. their coach actually coached me in college, and it hurts me to see the way that things are going for them. So, oh damn, I gotta send you another link, Miles. My bad. Because I want people to know how easy we are, and I also want to give an opportunity to highlight another company that's helping me. I like to help folks who help me. Like, when you help me, I want to help you. If you don't help me, then fuck you. But Miles, if you can, I just sent you the link, but let's show the MFTK Spartans thing. My little god brother, my god brother David did this thing. I think it's cool. Anything that I don't know how to do, I just think is pretty fucking cool. And he did that AI shit. And I promise you, I thought this was, if you wouldn't have told me it was AI, I thought these were my little colored babies after one of the 7-on-7 tournaments. But MFTK Spartan Showcase is happening this. Oh, it's I think Jaden just put that one, but my pin suite is the one with I think it's the one with the anime graphics and all that shit. Hold on, let me look at it. I'm over here talking. But anyways, we're having the MFTK Showcase 14U, 12U, 10U. It is your age as of December 31st. That is what that's what puts you in your different age groups. So if you're 8, 9, 10 years old before December 31st, you can play on the 10U team. Excuse me, on December 31st, you can play on the 10U team. If you're 11, 12, on December 31st, you can play for the 12U team. That means your birthday could be January 1st, and you can play 12U. And it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's the one. But the showcase will be out here. Win your reps. Let me tell you how, like, we are tweakers. We're gonna definitely get some tweaker gear for the little tweakers. I fucking hate Bryson Wright right now. Do you know what happened to me on Friday? Speaking of this showcase with the little tweakers, Friday and Saturday. Everybody, I'm walking the neighborhood, and you know what I'm hearing everybody say? Not trick or tweet. I mean, not trick or treat, trick or tweak. I'm walking around, can't tweak with them tweakers, young blood. Can't tweak with them tweakers, young blood. I'm like, man, if y'all don't get the fuck out of my face. Trey's team lost on Saturday to some 14-year-olds that you would have thought won the fucking Super Bowl. Well, it was an exhibition, so it wasn't a real game. But, it's like, there was like, and they come up to me, you can't tweak with them tweakers, coach. Can't tweak with them tweakers, coach. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, but then one kid made me smile. Because that little tweaker lifted up his shirt. And you know what that little tweaker had on under his shirt? He had on the James Coleman football camp. So it lets me know that I am supplying the next generation of whipping my ass. I ain't nothing worse in this world than coaching the kid that beat you. No matter what it ever is. But we're going to do this. Here's what the goal is and why it's important. It costs fucking money, dog. Also, we'll talk about this too with the FSU. Actually, we'll talk about this because it leads into something else. Former FSU player, I forgot the motherfucking name. Playing wide receiver. Unfortunately, my guy is the one who kind of came at him, but I get it. It looked weird. Ermine Lane played wide receiver and safety for Florida State. Ermine has a 6U. He coaches his son, and I understand. He went out there. He's trying to raise money to take his Jets to nationals. And everybody's like, it don't cost all that. I'm like, bullshit. It got way more kids than what I got for 7-on-7. And a 7-on-7 trip, depending on where it's at, costs between $5,000 to $7,000 minimum. That's not including feeding them little bastards. That's transport, registration, accommodations, a lot of stuff, because you got to take these kids. You got to get a 15-passenger van. You got to gas that motherfucker. You got to get that motherfucker rented. It's a lot of things that go into these things. Actually, man, you know what? I got to reach out to Ermine to give him my NFLPA code. I'm going to do that so that it can help him when he wants to rent cars and things of that nature. But he got lit up. He didn't go about it the right way. A little bit. Like, there were some things that he could have done better to make it cleaner. I told him, go ahead and make him a 501c3. If he needs to help with that, I can send my girl Brittany to go help him with that. But like, I'm speaking to you guys as a man with experience. Like, I don't fuck with my name, man. Don't call me no scammer. Don't call me. You call me a lot of shit, but like, when you start, well, it's a couple things. I ain't a thief, and I ain't no bitch. everything else is kind of off. But if you kind of try to call me a thief, man, and then it's just things that I just really don't like. And so they really try to call this guy basically a scammer, which is a thief. And if you really took his time, and what I did was I ain't hit him on the timeline, hit him offline. I said, it probably did. Say, hey, young blood, hit your boy up. Let's talk. And we talked, and I heard the passion. And you know, I I just told him like, hey, here's probably where you went wrong. And let's do X, Y, and Z. And I even went into some of the groups where I heard the people talking about him. I said, nah, man, it's legit. Having a foundation. And what happens is a lot of us, we may go to the league, but we don't play forever. And even that money dries up. Like, he's doing it to spend time with his kid. And in doing so, you spend time with your kid. You know what you spend time with? Other people's kids. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I am nowhere near as philanthropic as y'all think I am. I just don't want y'all little bastards fucking up my bastards. So I have to be around your bastards to make sure that they have a good example. And that's kind of where Erman is doing. Now, whether you think Erman's a good example or not is a different story. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But it do cost money. And sometimes we can do it. Like, I just had, 6, 7 of them motherfuckers at my house? Like, that shit, man. You know, once you go through it, man, it's like $70. Like, you got to find the cheapest shit for them that they'll actually eat. And some of y'all can't cook. I'm not finna cook for these motherfuckers. So you get 7 boxes of pizza. That ain't cheap. You get, you try to get chicken tenders and mac and cheese and stuff like that, things that you know they'll eat. None of that stuff is cheap. And then you gotta entertain. I just tell them, don't break my shit. Don't break nothing in my house, and I ain't gonna break y'all. But I took most of them to a game, and then we had our celebration for us winning the Pop Warner championships. And it was good. And then I went over and then, I constantly see things for kids, and it makes me want to do more things. Like, I wanted next year, Miles, we streaming the Pop Warner City Championships inside the Everbank Stadium. Like, them kids, it was cool. Like, I thought it was stupid, but then when you walk out there, you 6 years old and you playing in the Pop Warner Championship. Like, that's kind of cool, though. You can't even front, right? Like, I saw the 10U team play Ocean Way. It was a team they beat by 25. It also kind of gets the kids exposed to obviously it's double exposure. Exposure exposes. And they beat this team 25-0 earlier in the year. And they came in, and that team, they was banging, dog. They was hitting. It was great. I was like, yo. I walked out there, too. I had my green jacket on. I was clean. They called me my master's jacket is what my friends call it. But no, it's my Gator Bowl jacket. Don't disrespect my gang. Gator Bowl gang all day. I walked out there because it's that referee I've been talking about that been fucking with me, guys. He was the head ref. So I walked out there to that motherfucker. I said, hey, listen, you pull them hoe ass shenanigans today. You can't kick me off this motherfucker. This jacket hold weight. I said, you fuck with me today, you'll be home early without a paycheck. And then he laughed and giggled, but I wasn't laughing. I was dead serious. Like, that motherfucker always fucking with me. But anyways, MFTK Spartan Showcase, we will have coverage and pictures. I'm going to fucking spam you if you follow me. So go ahead, mute me, do whatever you got to do. But I'm going to give my jits the exposure. We're going to show them how to be pros. We're going to show them how to get better. We're going to show them how to get active. We're going to show them how to really talk shit. Because some of y'all don't know how to talk shit properly. And it's because you wasn't raised right. So we're going to teach them how to tweet. We're going to teach the tweakers how to tweet. And then we're going to play games. We're going to play Battle Miami. We're going to be in hot spots. We're going to get after it. So those are the things that we're pushing for when it comes to these things. So again, when you give $25, some of these kids can't afford to go to the showcase. They're getting a nice battle shirt. They're going to get all kinds of fly gear. We're going to really be promoting that. So going into the next thing. A throwback photo of James. What is it? Oh yeah, so Chip Lady, I had to show her. She, my home, D loves sports. I am a celebrator of women doing really really good things. I met D at the Super Bowl last year. I call her Chip Lady because like you run into people a lot at the Super Bowl, and you know what I saw her every day, every time she was at the Super Bowl, what she was doing? She was eating some damn chips. She was always snacking. And she's a Maryland fan, and that just happened to be on this day, I think 20 years ago, whatever the fuck it was. I scored a touchdown against Maryland. I scored a lot of them, but this was a kind of cool one. You see the young man over. I'd be wondering what these people are doing with their lives now. Like, what is this guy who's holding me ever so lovingly as I'm in the end zone doing? And why is this man at my ankles? I don't know. But I showed a video of me trucking a guy from North Carolina State my sophomore year, trying to do my Greg Jones impersonation. And my first thought was, man, is he a father? Is he a husband? Is he a lawyer? Is he an accountant? I hope he's doing well in life because he wasn't doing well in that moment. But I wish him nothing but success. He might wish me the opposite because I fucked that motherfucker up. Well, I was like, sometimes you watch your videos and you be like, damn, dog, I was solid. I was okay. And now getting into what I really, 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 really enjoy doing. I'm gonna go through and if he tells me he doesn't like it, we delete shows and shit off of here. So I won't do that. But hold on. All right. It goes, I want to make sure we get the right track. Frame of reference. Oh yeah, I got all of that stuff. So what's cool is you find out. Oh man, appreciate you, Titan. We got you when you pay your tithes, you got to get to the front. Paying my tithes for you preaching. Well, keep the show going. I got you in my earphones at work. That is very smart to keep you employed. We do curse. We mean good things by our curse words. But yeah. And yes, Angelo, I have told people the difference between me and you is that you can Google me and I cannot Google you. When my son was struggling in math last year around Thanksgiving time, Deshaun actually reached out to me, and I didn't even know anything about that kind of stuff. June 20th is when we figured that out. He's actually, Miles, he was actually in the 144th with his sister. Yeah, he was an 88 Mike truck driver. I told him the adoption story is amazing. How old are the kids and such now? Also, the picture they posted was of you guys in FSU gear. I'm assuming you're fans. He says right now his oldest daughter was 20. I don't want to say her name wrong. He has 18. Wow, I was way wrong. My bad. This is what we gave. This is what we did. And I want y'all to be proud of that shit. This is when you're over here complaining about your situation. Listen to what this man has to deal with on a day-to-day. That's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 kids? Even if they're grown, they're not old yet. Their prefrontal cortex is still developing, and these were all siblings. He has a 20-year-old daughter. He has 18-year-old twins, Erica and Eric. He's got a 17-year-old, Xavier. He's got a 16-year-old. He's got a 13-year-old, and he's got a 12-year-old. This man got nothing but preteens and teenagers in his house. It's fucking stressful. That's why look at him. That's why he's gray. Looks good though. I asked him if they're interested in going to a game. I asked him if he wanted everyone to go or if he just wanted the boys to go because he says he takes a boys trip. He said everyone. I originally said 920. Do you know what this man also did, man? Will warm my heart because I don't care how much people give, they give. Man bought a book bag for the Jets, man. You want to know the easiest way to make me like you? Buy a book bag. Support my book bag drive. And then October 21st, he said, good morning. Before I buy online, are you able to get tickets for November 1st? How many do you need? 5 if just the boys, 9 for the entire family. Your choice. I'll be grateful for anything. I said, I got 9 for you. And Deshaun was like, cool. I said, the only thing I asked Deshaun, the only thing I ask from you is that if you enjoy the game, you take pictures and you show people. That's all I asked because because I know what Ermon was feeling like. A lady named Karen Key Largo did it to me. Back when the Boise State game, she accused me of stealing. I had to tell that old bitch, if I'm gonna steal money, it's gonna be more than a couple $1,000s. I'm gonna make my mama proud about how much money I steal. Like if I'm going, you get the same jail time, so you might as well go all out, right? But I like showing this, and it's about what we can do as a society if we just like, man, fuck if you don't like what Florida State's doing. Cool. It's real deal stuff out here. Now, he's a teacher. He's doing stuff. We can check him out. But there's a military family. I saw some people telling me that, military getting paid. I said, shit, well, cool. Which military branch are you in so we can really analyze this so I can snitch on you? Because people aren't getting paid, dog. It's people who have gone a whole month without getting a check. And the funniest thing is when people who don't know me know this. I don't talk about shit that I don't experience or know about firsthand. And when I see people do this dumb shit just to argue about people who don't really give a fuck about you. See, what happens is I operate with the Bloods and the Crips. And I can tell you as a guy who's around them, there are a few statesmen, but most of them really don't give a fuck about you, dog. I'm being honest with you. They give a fuck about the position that they're in so they can get paid. And if you benefit, great. It's a game. Once you realize it's a game, it changes your perspective. But the only people who are going to get each other through this shit is me and you. Get aligned with people who actually are in your best interest. Otherwise, you bragging about wins and losses that you have no experience in. But that's neither here nor there. But is here and there is the fact that on Indian Appreciation Day or whatever the fuck we call Heritage Day, Florida State won. And they treated Wake Forest in a manner of how they should treat Wake Forest. Actually, let me call my dog, because me and my dog was talking about this. Wake Forest was a stat game when I played. Like, we didn't, we was trying to figure out where we going to the club at. Who was throwing the party? Where the hoes? My shoulder pads was off third quarter.
Let's see what they do.
Hey, bro, them boys must have heard me and you talking. They treated damn Wake Forest like a stat game.
They did. They did that. I'm proud of.
Did you end up going?
Yep, but I ain't stay at the hotel. I called Jay at the Indigo. He showed me some love.
Shoot, I need to call you. I want to stay at the Indigo, man. The Indigo, nice.
Indigo, nice, and it's convenient. Now I walk to the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The real thing too is like you don't got to park. You ain't got to look for parking.
Right. I put a towel on my head and walk through the.
Actually, I just thought about it, bro. You don't need to walk nowhere that far. You need to get like a golf cart or something, dog. Because I see how I walk. I told somebody, man, walking with you is a frustrating experience. You ain't gonna never get where you need to get to. Everybody gonna stop you. You know, you're the only person that makes me look invisible. Like when I'm walking with you, nobody notices me. Like when I'm not with you, everybody's stopping me talking. When I'm with you, like I ain't even there. Like who's that guy?
They love you, though.
But nah, man, I was just here. I was talking about. I just thought about. I said, "Oh man, we whipped Wake Forest ass, man."
We need to talk about it this week. Who we play this week? NC State.
Yep. Yeah. No, we got Clemson. We got Clemson at 7:30.
South Carolina, right?
Yeah, I ain't going to that shit. I don't know what Dabo got going on up there.
Yeah, Dabo wishy-washy too. Dabo ain't won but 3 games, ain't it?
Nah, man. It made anytime, and I know we lost last year, but when I see somebody lose to Duke, it startles me. Like, how you lose to Duke?
He ain't never lost to Duke before.
Right, bro. Oh yeah, I know one thing. He ain't praying. Right. He wasn't. I know he wasn't giving. He wasn't talking about Jesus after the press conference that day losing to Duke. Them motherfucker was hot.
That nigga lost to Duke.
Them boy. Yeah, man.
That nigga beat Clemson and stormed the field.
If you ain't never did something, it's new. So I guess that's what people do. But nah, right. Man, that stuff was wild. But shit, what was I about to tell you though? Shoot, we need to holler. We need to holler at the Indigo, dude. Like, imagine doing something there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they want all that traffic. They already sold out and got all that shit, but Anyway, man, I was just thinking about that, bro. I'm gonna hit you back a little bit later this week, see what you got going. I need you to come. I need you to make an appearance at our playoff game.
What, high school?
Yeah. Yeah, if you ain't doing nothing next Friday, slide through Jayville.
All right, let me
And,
know.
I need you to see this Jit. I need you to see Super Jit, Bryson.
You tell?
Better than Jamie. Better than the last one I talked to you about.
Damn.
Like, dog, I'm gonna be mad. Like, I'm dog, like legit mad, and I won't talk to Florida State until my son comes up. Like,
For real?
dog, unless he goes out of state, if this motherfucker go to Miami, bro,
How old is it?
he a sophomore. We got time. He grew up an FSU fan. His daddy a FSU fan. His mama with a Miami fan now, so she a Miami fan. But yeah, man. Nah, dog. Need you to come and do that dub shit that you do, that Peter Ward stuff. I'll get you on the sideline and everything, dog.
All right, I'll hit you.
All right, bro. Yep.
Okay, bet.
Ooh, they gonna really be mad if you know what? I gotta start doing that. We're gonna start having like we already had them at the IMG game. So we're gonna start having celebrities at Mandarin games. I gotta do I'll just be creative and just thinking of ways to piss everybody off. Anyways, Wake Forest, stat game. We be whooping their ass. They know that. But the last few years, Wake Forest been doing that weird shit. And been beating us, and I don't like it. But like, if you got the thing up there, Miles, we can go ahead and put up here. Like, I'm mad that they scored. When Florida State scores over 50 points, the baseball coach gives them a baseball with screws in it. And when they pitch a shutout, the defensive coordinator gets the same thing. They won 42-7. It was still some things that look weird and some hiccups. But one of the things that a lot of FSU fans are not truly embracing or analyzing properly is the fact that this Florida State team really should be, at worst, 6-2. And their inability to make big plays when it mattered really baffles me. And they did it sometimes during this game. I saw the fourth. Now, most people I had to watch the game on YouTube. I was not able to get with Miss Kim with Kick Cable Costs. Remember, if you want the Kick Cable Costs thing, let me know. I will send you her information. Just tell her that Big Game sent you. Where you could get cable for as low as $20, as high as $50. Every channel, pay-per-view, all of these different things. I ain't big enough to like be promoting this and to be truly illegal. I'm just telling you that the shit is there as long as you have an Amazon Fire Stick, or you have, really even some of your smart TVs should be able to download the app that you need. But I watched it on YouTube because somebody stole it on YouTube and live streamed it, and YouTube didn't take it down. ESPN, my girl All32 broke it down really, really good. ESPN pulled a boss move on YouTube and said, I gotta take this, Miss Cole. TJ Mama hit me up. They're going through it. So ESPN is trying to make you buy and watch all of their things through the app. They raised the cost for it to be going, and of course it affects us. Now, the only reason I had YouTube TV was because Comcast did not have, or I don't know if they still don't have it, but they didn't have the ACC network. YouTube TV had it. The ACC network is under the ESPN umbrella, and it sucks. So I couldn't watch it. This game was on the ACC network, but I was able to get it. But I was coaching, I was doing other stuff. Had a bunch of jits over my crib, but I was watching the fourth, and Mike still goes for it on 4th and 2. But the difference between this game is the defense stepped up. Tony White did a really, really good job of game planning against Wake Forest, and it worked. The defense flew around. There were some times where they still should have had. We all season Florida State has never recovered a fumble. They finally recovered a fumble. Florida State did a lot of different things, a lot of things they hadn't done. So right now, and I talked about it on First Coast News, I want Mike Norvell and Florida State to win out, because then it leads to amicable solutions. I do not like drama. I do not like toxicity. I do not like petty. I like deliberate moves and actions. If Mike Norvell, if they decide to stay, you never know. This could be similar to the catalyst of what we had with the 10-3 season, where we lost 3 games in a row and a lot of people got upset and were just like, Florida State stinks. You win out, you get to go to you'll probably come to the Gator Bowl. That also benefits me directly. Obviously, I'm not gonna lie to you. And y'all, you know who's gonna get the hook up to the when I tell you the tickets that we get for the Gator Bowl for this show, unlike any other tickets you'll ever get anywhere else. The worst tickets will sit you in the end zone and give you access to I can't forget, to the club. Miles, remember where you and Trey watched the Jaguar playoff game? Yeah. Where they had all that food and shit and the shrimps and things like that? That's what you will be dining in. Get a little band, get out of the elements. They got peach cobbler. They got rich people food. They got poor people food. They got food. And if you drink beer and wine, the beer and wine is included. And you're going to throw a magnificent tailgate because the Gator Bowl is December 27th at 7:30 p.m. on ABC and live inside of Everbank Field. I have to say that every Tuesday. But we won. We went out. Things are good. Wake Forest is a good opponent. If you look at their record, they have beaten teams that we haven't. They were playing better than us. Florida State finally played to the level of the talent, and that's what is frustrating. Where the fuck was this team against Virginia? Where the fuck was this team against Stanford? Where the fuck was this team against Pitt? And what you really, when you step back and you look at those, like just look at those 3 losses right there. They were 1 play away from winning it, and it shouldn't have been close. You spotted Virginia 2 touchdowns early. And then you came back and you still hadn't win it. You still won it. Exactly, birthday boy. Wake beat SMU, who beat Miami. See, the difference is this. And this is why I tell y'all listen to the wrong people. And y'all really aren't mad at Florida State as much as you are mad at the fact that you can't talk shit to your imaginary friends with your thumbs on social media. I said 8-4 out the gate. Even if we beat, I said the win or lose to Alabama, I'll know everything I need to know about this team when we play Virginia. The loss to Virginia did not surprise me. It shouldn't have happened, but it didn't surprise me because I know it's hard when you know you're that much better than somebody to play to the level that you're supposed to. And I do know that Virginia, well, no matter who Florida State plays, the logo still holds weight. Because if it didn't hold weight, nobody would talk shit to you. Nobody talks shit to losers. Every NFL coach that goes to Virginia is not watching Virginia play some deaf in the blind school. They want to cut on the Florida State tape. Even Virginia's coach said that shit. So I know that's tough. I also know that's what Miami's experiencing. But I'm not gonna get on here and tell you we're gonna win a natty when I don't think we have. We don't have a national championship caliber team right now. They're too young, not just in age, but they haven't been around each other enough. It's championship teams have a good cohesion and a gel. But guess what Miami fan is saying? Every year. The last time they was back, guys, I had a low boy. I was 215 pounds. I was sexy, though. I was sexy 215 pounds. I only had lip hair because I couldn't grow a beard. I was in high school. iPods weren't out yet. PlayStation 2 was still new. They didn't have 3 more PlayStations since Miami's been back. But y'all hear them say that, and then they win a couple games in a manner that you feel confident in. I mean, they beat Notre Dame, and Notre Dame really beat themselves. But I'm not going to take that away from them. They won. But you're mad that Miami's confident when Miami has always been confident. Miami is the Reigns High School of college. They'll tell you about shit that happened well before you were even born. I couldn't wipe my own ass before 02, last Miami championship. I was struggling wiping my own ass as a baby. So, and then you don't even enjoy the wins. You're not about the program. You're about the people. Well, winning makes us have to keep Mike for another year. So the fuck what? We won. You that miserable? Guess what happens with Mike? I like Mike. I don't want Mike fired early. You know why? Because Mike gonna get $55 million and he can afford Black Friday this year. Most of us can't afford Black Friday right now. We can barely afford our own bills. You still got to recruit. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. And people saw, and then what I love the most about it, is everybody saying shit like, oh, well, the players have given up on them. Man, they won that game, and every player says how much they love Coach Norvell, how much they love this, how much they love that. Now, it looks different. We're used to seeing, they quit. All I can go by is what they're saying. And to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't trust the beat no further than I would trust old school Lizzo with my Reese's Pieces. Or my bad, I shouldn't have said Lizzo because I love Lizzo. I love Fat Lizzo way more than I like New Lizzo. I wouldn't trust them no more than I would trust DJ Khaled with my what's the baklava. I know it's gonna get 8. Action Bronson with any kind of food. I mean, my man made the song "Fuck." That's delicious. Made the show "Fuck." That's delicious.
A lot of money.
Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, that shit still. Why he do sound like Ghostface. But let's go through the wonderful Bean footage, and let's see if all of the factors were in place for FSU to win. And let me see the Jaden. I forgot to even go through I will do that at the end. My sports market thing. Oh yeah, Jaden has it. Pull up. Anytime you get some, you got to look at fellas before you really know if you won or not. Because again, sometimes you might win, sometimes you might hit, but you got to look at the box because the box might be tainted. So let's look at the box score. So pull that up and let's see if the James Coleman tried and true method is what helped us win. We got to zoom in a little bit more. Hey man, T-Rob put, I actually like him. I don't like the way he recruits. He wait too long to go after players. 4 stars are cool, but every time he goes after a 5-star, he can't seal the deal. Very true. Just let me know if nephew wants to come over. That's all. Fuck all that.
We'll make sure.
Does nephew want to climb? I will come, T-Rob. I will go to Tampa Bay Tech. I will wear my bright ass yellow suit with my red with a maroon shirt. I'll put on my best tennis shoes. I ain't wearing no hard bottoms. I have my MFTK cap. As a matter of fact, I will bring Jaden with me. If you need us to go, if that's gonna help get nephew to flip with us. Damn, see, now Jaden said I ain't going nowhere, coach. My bad. Over here fumbling shit. But when we look at what happened, a lot of good things. We went 40 to 17. So they had 57 plus plays. But you've got They did not throw it too much, but they threw it effectively. Now I think that'll come to bite us in the butt because we focus too much on the vertical downhill passing game. We have to get a little bit more intermediate to mid to be able to get rid of the ball. But with that being 12 of 16 for a guy that they say cannot throw or not pass is pretty fucking incredible. 40 rushing attempts is dope. 40 rushing attempts is great. You've got 14 carries for 91 yards by not Duval zone, but 904 zone, Sam Singleton. I've been telling y'all about Sam Singleton. Because what I do is when I go play teams that Florida State has a commit to, I judge. I need to see if they're really worthy of the frat. This boy came in when we played them a couple years ago. He broke a long run, but he got ran down by John, who's at Georgia Tech. Now, John, also a 10, 300-meter guy. Just like Sam. Sam's a fat. I think Sam was like a 10-5 guy, but he's like 220 pounds or some shit like that. But then the next one, we ain't catch him because he mashed the accelerator on us. Now, what I'm seeing in here is, and I deal with this too a lot, we have entirely too many running backs, in my opinion, and I like Yak. We have entirely too many running backs getting touches. You need to narrow it down to where it's one or two primary guys. And those are the guys getting the bulk of the rushes. Now, Tommy was scrambling and running for his life, so that's part of the thing. But like, simple philosophy for football, for people who want to know how to win. And I know y'all don't like my simple philosophies, but I don't give a fuck. The shit works. Who are your cats? Right now, based on this game, Sam Singleton, Deuce Robinson, and Mekhi. Even though they didn't get Mekhi really active until the fourth quarter. You got to find your three guys, and those are the three guys we're going to get the ball to. Anybody else who gets it, good for them. But we are going to make sure that these three guys are an incredible part of our game and our game plan. Deuce Robinson, 50-50, again, as I've said before, he is a better version of Johnny. And Johnny Wilson, he's the same complexion, big as fuck, just faster and probably physically stronger. So I'm afraid we're only going to have him for one more year. I think Gus needs to be able to do a little bit more on do more in varying the game, the play calling. Like, I mean, I don't really want to I don't want to see another jet sweep to Mekhi. Like, they got that. Or come up with a play off of that. Like, but you can't really go too hard into what worked and what didn't work when you have this. Stop going for it on 4th and 2 as well, please. Or no, or don't call those fucking plays on 4th and 2. Call something that I'm just like, oh man, that looked great. A lot of that shit just look like inside zone. And you're not mauling people like that. Going back over to Wake Forest's situation, their quarterback was 18 for 31, 162 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They were, that's crazy. Like, you know, making a quarterback that inaccurate, hitting him. That quarterback was supposed to be pretty good. They had him in a blender. Also, again, a lot of people talking about Randy Pittman. I told y'all that Randy Pittman, Mike Norvell needs a fullback type player to make his offense work. Randy Pittman is like Jaheim Bell, and when we went on the run, we had Jaheim. One of the biggest recruiting things if Mike Norvell stays, Mike Norvell has to figure out how to keep Randy Pittman and Deuce Robinson. Those are the two biggest recruits in this recruiting cycle. How do we keep them home? Scroll down, Miles. No, we're going to defense. Well, yeah, more. Go to the defensive stuff. I want to see the defense. Yeah. So Earl Little woke back up and showed up again, doing his thing, tackling. We were able to Shaheem Brown, shout out to him with his with the sacks and 1.5 tackles for loss. I'm hearing people say good twin and bad twin were playing pretty good. I think this team has things to build upon. If you like, here's the truth. Where is Florida? Can we pull up 247? Anybody got the 247 on 3? I don't really care which one is. Where is Florida State actually in recruiting? Because everybody keeps talking about how bad they recruit, and we have lost some guys, but I'm just curious because I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to it. Can y'all cut? Can y'all? Well, we have too many commits. That's one thing. We have 26 commits. You keep Chauncey Kennan. You need that. You need to keep Devin Carr. You've got the wide receivers. You got another. Xavier Tiller is a really good tight end, by the way. He almost played on my 7-on-7 team. He was committed to Texas A&M at one point. I don't like the quarterback too much. I know why. I didn't know Jonah Winston was 5'9", 155. 2026. So I got 3 right here. 4. No. Was Tico the one I like? I ain't even gonna fuck with him. I know I got 3 right here that that we can get rid of. I thought Caden Corbin was. So we got 2 tight ends. I like that. So Corbin Fordham gives you a white Randy Pittman. I like that. Jacoby Green is good. Some of these 3 stars I actually like based on watching film. And what you guys don't know is at the end of the year, we will do our video. But you have the 13th ranked recruiting class. You're winning. And you get hot. You have a lot of young players who will be on that team that would have went on a 6-game winning streak if you're able to finish the season like that. Some of you guys need to adopt my philosophy. Write it down and read it out loud. Just because you don't like somebody and the way something was going, you want people who actually fight through adversity and win through adversity. We know we can all go back and we'll be upset but if we won some, you have to win close. You have to win the close games. That's what championship teams are made of. But I'm not opposed, and this recruiting isn't that bad. Now, there are shit that I want them. Nobody gets more frustrated with them than I do when it comes to recruiting because I like those guys and I want them to be successful, and I feel like I can help. I feel like other people can help. But I think some of the stuff you guys are going through and arguing with, because you argue and say, but Miami been kicking ass and recruiting for quite some time, and they're still losing. T-Rob asked a great question. When are we going to finish top 5? Y'all don't want the real answers to that. We're going to finish top 5 when they develop the relationships, the relationships with the real decision makers, and when kids go back to having a pride in the program, and that's a marketing thing. Miami has the best. This is all respect to this. Miami has the best marketing of any college. And they're in the most fertile recruiting ground. The crib, play for the crib. It's almost similar to USC's recruiting strategy, who also has numerous recruiting classes that are ranked high over and over again and can't win. It's when guys are like my son Trey. If Florida State offers my son Trey, you know where he's going? To Florida State. He's not going anywhere else. That's where he wants to go. You have to go and you have to find guys who want to buy into something and want to believe in something. Now, I think Florida State could do a little bit more to enhance that. You heard me talk to Peter Ward. That was Peter Ward I was talking to on the phone. Most of the games, you'll see us on the sidelines. I had to tell them Darnell Dockett didn't need to get off the sideline. Now, Darnell ain't been back in years. You don't have that at Miami. Miami invites every former player comes back to Miami. You got a crackhead twerking on the sideline because they embrace their legends. They embrace their legends. The city embraces them. Everybody from Miami wants to go to Miami, damn near. And not just Miami, in the surrounding counties. So when they go in, you get, and I said, this is not no shot at you, because T-Rod, you know you my guy. You're my man. You're my man, $100,000. Still didn't get these goddamn book bags, bro. But like when we get your nephew, like we haven't, and that's on us. That's really on us. We haven't really, I know the story behind all of that, but I'm just using this as an example. So if we really truly had him to where he needed to be at on the board or whatever, and your nephew is like, I'm coming to Florida State, and the money just got to be right. It ain't got to be the biggest money. The money got to be right. And that's kind of what it comes down to. But you know how you fix that? Win. And hire fucking marketers. But our class is not bad, dog. And we got some people that, if you go on a 6-game run, we got them right where we want them. Guess what? So check this right here. Miami was supposed to be in the playoffs, supposed to be playing in the ACC championship. Miami loses one more game. They are one loss away from having the same record as us with a better team.
That's crazy.
You would not know that because their fan base has balls. But let's get away from this Florida State game. That's why we have Mark Rogers for me to talk. This is not a fucking Florida State podcast. That's why we have Mark Rogers. I will talk about Florida State on Mark Rogers, which will be broadcast live on this channel Wednesday at 8 p.m. Going into the next day, and I'm sure, let me see what else Jaden put on there. I'm not going to read this shit from TJ. Okay, we'll go through all that shit later. AP Top 25 and Top 25 matchups as presented by On3. The new AP Top 25 poll gives you the Ohio State University in a bizarro world and only could be happening during a government shutdown. Indiana is ranked number 2. And for the first time, again, the beloved Jim Bob Fisher could not get this done. Texas A&M is at number 3 behind the team that we beat, Alabama number 4, which Jimbo could not beat. The Georgia Bulldogs at 5. Oregon Ducks at 6. Ole Miss at 7. BYU at 8. Texas Tech at 9. Notre Dame Fighting Irish at 10. OU 11. Virginia Cavaliers at 12. Texas at 13. Louisville at 14. Vanderbilt at 15. Tech at 16. The Mormons, the other Mormons at 17. Could you imagine a world where it's the battle for Mormons in the playoffs? The U at 18, Missouri at 19, USC at 20, Michigan at 21, Mike's old team at 22, Tennessee at 23, Washington at 24, Cincinnati at 25. Do you know what this top 25 tells me? None of us know anything about anything anymore. Bruh, look at this. You can't fuck at BYU. Don't tell me it's about recruiting and NIL. You will get kicked off of campus if they find out that you're having sex. You can only soak. It's 2 soakers. Super soakers are in the top 25. You would have not, that was not happening. We know Utah's tough, but like, that ain't happening. Indiana? This ain't March Madness. Virginia? They ain't been good since Tiki Barber. Fucking Vanderbilt, dog. Vanderbilt hasn't been tough since Cornelius Vanderbilt started that shit. You don't even know why they're called the Commodores. You don't even know what a Commodore is. That was his nickname. That was the guy who started. He's one of the men who built America. Cornelius Vanderbilt. Missouri was a bottom-dwelling Big 12 team. Cincinnati, Memphis. I just rattled off Texas Tech. That's 9 teams, dog, that you would have never said are going to be in the top 25. 9 teams. You know what that really tells me? I bet if we go through here and we really look at it, Tony Elliott still at Virginia? They wanted to get rid of this man. Tony Elliott was stinking it up. Tony Elliott's out of the Clemson tree. If you don't know who he is, but they stuck with Tony Elliott. Louisville had to bring back one of their OGs. He's done well since he's been there. So that Vanderbilt is on their 3rd coach since I've been doing media. This guy is really turning around, but that program was dead in the water. Bro, you got to have, so you got a school where you can't fuck and a school where you have to really be smart. Like, you got to have a 3.5 to go. They don't lower the GPA requirements for you to go there. You don't even know where Missouri is. I bet if I put a map up, it didn't have any state names, you couldn't point to Missouri. Shout out to my teammate, Derek Nicholson, who's over there. The only thing good that came out of Memphis recently is Glorilla. And Cincinnati Bearcats. What I'm saying is there is a rationale behind all of this. Get behind it and chill out. All right. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong for feeling the way you feel or not getting rid of it. Or I'm not saying keep them or fire them. What I am saying is actually take yourself out of your own little bubble and look at the college football landscape. And you're going to see that it's a bizarro world. It doesn't make fucking sense. None of that makes sense. Whew, sorry, I got to breathe a little bit. ESPN scoreboard. We'll go through the top 25 a little. I mean, Florida damn near beat Georgia, guys. Y'all do know that, right? I really don't think some of you guys watch ball. You watch scoreboards and you watch people's tweets. Ohio State beat up on Penn State. Indiana beat up on Maryland. Georgia was in a dogfight with Florida in the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Ole Miss beat a South Carolina team that's full of injuries. The big upset was Georgia Tech beating NC State. Vanderbilt was the number 9 team in the nation in a dogfight, 34-31 with fucking Vanderbilt. Texas has every resource available to them. And they went in a dogfight with Vanderbilt. I know y'all don't check this out, but look, you know how many, I bet Texas Message boys are going insane about L'Oreal. They probably think that this is why you shouldn't interracially marry on that shit. And even though Sark is Armenian, they don't even know that he's the Armenian. They just think he's a white man married to a black woman with flashy clothing. L'Oreal fine as wine. But they don't know that. SMU is not ranked and beat Miami. Notre Dame was in a dogfight with Boston fucking College. 25-10. Oklahoma beat Tennessee and their quarterback ain't got but one hand. Virginia, dogfight against Cal. Louisville, Virginia Tech doesn't have a coach. And Louisville beat them 28-16. I just said Cincinnati was ranked. They got beat by the other Mormons, 45-14. Michigan, every available resource to them. They got the jerk from Barstool offering $3 million to a quarterback. They got other people offering all kinds of money. They're 21-16 to Purdue. Purdue, a Boilermaker. Again, just hear me out. Write it down. Just seriously, real talk. While you at your desk right now, you can tweet it out if you want to, but real talk. Just write this shit down. Okay. What is Florida? We don't compete very well in NIL. Okay. We write that down. We don't have money. Everybody else has money. Okay, write that down. We don't have facilities. Okay, write that down. Okay, cool. Our recruiting sucks. All right, 13th. Okay, whatever. That's right. That's cool. All right, that's your. What else? Our coach doesn't know how to coach in big games. Okay, okay. All right, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing what you're saying. Okay, cool. Our fan, we're not going to show up to games because they're not. Okay, all right, we're not going to show up to games. Okay, all right, cool. No problem. Okay, no problem. We're going to do that. Let's just go back through and look at all of the people who have all of the things that you think are so much better than us. I feel like my mom right now when I used to complain about only eating top ramen. And she would tell me about all the people. I mean, I didn't watch the Texas game, David, but I know this 34-31 don't sound like I didn't watch it, but I know if you score 31 points, if Vanderbilt puts 31 points on you, that's not optimal. Shit, USC, Nebraska, 21-17. USC has every available fucking resource to them, and they are the love. No matter what you feel about Oregon, when USC is big, everybody on the West Coast wants to go to USC. At worst, everybody wants to go to USC or Oregon on the West Coast. Those are the only two programs over there. 21-17. Some of y'all will argue that's a better job. They have more money, more research, more resources. They have a better overall tradition because of winning championships, and they did it earlier. Matter of fact, again, if you've listened to this show, who do I say is responsible for all of us having these conversations? Who is the lost figure in Black history that really ushered in integration? Paul Bear Bryant. Without Paul Bear Bryant, we don't have integration in America. Everybody wants to give it to MLK. They want to give it to everybody else, but Paul Bear Bryant was the real reason we had that. He knew that he could call USC and them colored boys would come over there and whip his team's ass so that he could start recruiting black players. He said, I'll recruit black players when I feel the need to recruit them. And when they win, he called his homeboy. He knew they had some good coloreds there. They whoop their ass. Next year, they bring in a colored guy. They ain't teaching you that in your school systems. Michigan has way better money, way better tradition, way better everything than fucking Purdue. 21-16. Louisville has Papa John's money and other things. 28-16. Notre Dame, way better in the Catholic Bowl. They win. SMU will have better stuff in the near future. You have to go out to SMU to understand that. I went out there. That is a scary sight. If they want to get serious, they got it. But Miami has Miami. 26-20. Do y'all see? You want to argue one-offs, but do you see the consistency in what I'm talking about? Georgia, exponentially better than Florida. Dog, 24-20. Can't tell me that wasn't a dog fight because I got the chance. You know what? I got a chance to watch some of that shit because SEC is still on the fuck. Like SEC shit was. I was able to see the SEC shit. Plus, I'm in Jacksonville. What I'm saying is, shut the fuck up, write it down, read it out loud. It's no defense of anybody. This is taking emotion out of it. And just looking at what the details are and then realizing that if we did what we needed to do, we would be in a better situation. If the players played better and the coaches coached better, yes. But if we fanned better, your feelings wouldn't be hurt. These are what's hurt. This is your little ass heart. What you need to do is get a bigger chest. Say that shit with your chest. I would never tell y'all to be more like Miami fans, but be more like Miami fans and Florida fans. Like the shit's getting out of hand. You FSU fans. Oh, shit. Made me mad about that shit. But again, just chill out, relax, stuff in. Because you know what? Because you won this weekend. And you know who wishes they won this weekend? University of Florida. Florida lost this weekend. Now this is a good graphic right here. But again, even Georgia can't even brag like they want to brag because you should have whooped their ass. You won 24-20. Kudos to that. Let's look at the box. Looking at the box, so Florida fan, if you're on this, you can check this out. You lost. Gunnar Stockton was slicing your ass up. 20 out of 23, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Georgia continues. Georgia's rushing was not as good as it normally is. They had 138 yards rushing. Chauncey Bowens, 9 carries, 70 yards. Again, I'm just going to go to team stats. Fuck all of that. This is what a gang of 5 stars gets you. 361 total yards against a team that you are more talented than. This is what unlimited resources get you. Barely beating a 3-5 team. Well, not they're 3-5, but they were 3-4 at the time. Florida almost matched you in rushing yards. You just had better quarterback play than them, which is, again, is a stretch in of that because nobody fucking wants Gunnar Stockton. You can't name, like, you don't, like, Zachariah Branch had a good game. It's, again, really watch games, guys. And it was a rivalry game. DJ Lagway, you want to know what millions and millions of dollars get you in quarterback play? Look at my dog Carson and look at DJ Lagway. We need a better quarterback. We need a better quarterback. Miami's going to lose another game. If Florida State wins out and we have this conversation and we reopen discussions, you know, like I've seen people post the stats side by side of Carson Beck and Thomas Castellanos. And it's fucking similar, except for it costs us maybe about $600K and it costs Miami $6 million. You want more NIL money to waste? Which one you think is getting more value out of their stuff? Because we both going to be watching the guy. I got told my boy Bernie, we watching it at Tootsie's or we watching it at my cigar lounge? Which one you want to watch? 15 for 24, 166 yards and a touchdown. That is what millions of dollars get you at quarterback. Say what you want to say. I ain't make that up. It's right there. Can they see it? Like, boom, I wish we can highlight that shit. Boom, right there. That's what millions of dollars get. That's what millions of dollars get you. And that's not me saying DJ Lagway isn't any good. It's just me saying, would you be happy? Would you truly be happy with that? Are you truly satisfied? So I tell y'all something, before you get the fine bitch, you better bring the fine prick. Pretty women don't, as a man, pretty women don't know how to fuck sometimes. They're too pretty. It's like a delicate flower. Sometimes you get you some mid. Because you know what you're going to have? A good fucking time. And when you find one that can, God bless. Looking at some Gator stuff and say, Georgia fans, and this is where Gator, this is what I love this shit though, bro. Florida Gator season. I don't follow them, but I'm going to tell you why. You want to know why I love this shit, dog? This is what his response was, dog. Georgia fans trying to flex a win over 3-5 Florida. Georgia ain't doing a thing in the playoffs. Them boys in close games with Auburn and Florida. A loser lost and is judging how the winner celebrates. Boy, I wish our fan base was like that. Y'all not like that. You can act like a man. Florida over here so sold out on their program, they argue in drops. That ball hit the fucking ground, man. Every angle, dog. You know that ain't no history of a catch with a guy with his arm. Look at where his elbows are. That tells you alone. Before I even look at it, I know he didn't catch that pass. Look at where his elbows are. His elbows can't make that. He can't make that catch up under the ground without his elbows together, scooping up under it. But I love the fact that you're fighting for your guys. You arguing all the dumb shit. It had nothing to do with you losing that game. You know what? The funniest thing is, we'll say this is why we shouldn't have got Thomas. We should have got somebody else. They over there, they should be arguing that it's DJ Lagway My bad, Miles, go down so I can see the picture because I know they can't see that, but I can't see the picture that you posted, the one with the Twitter. Can we click on it? Because I just want us to not actually click on the. No, actually that's fine. Now we talk about this with Blake. I mean, not Blake. Trevor Lawrence. Look at the area. Look if we could draw a circle around that motherfucker. You know what you don't see? A Georgia defender. So what that tells me is that the ball was thrown better, it will be a catch. That's what Florida State's fans would say. Florida fans over here arguing, no, he made the catch. The referees cheated us. Difference in mindset. I appreciate that mindset. Motherfuckers is bitches. This ain't a Florida State podcast, but I'm a Florida State alum, and I'm calling you some motherfucking bitches. If he throws a better ball, he catches it. But Florida fans aren't saying that. Florida fans are saying that was their argument, spending most of their energy arguing over whether a ball is caught or not. I'm just saying. On to another proud fan base that has no fucking reason to be proud because they have not won shit, again, since Big Game James was in fucking high school. Damn near in a couple years, my son will be the same age as I was the last time you won anything. Been in the ACC for 22 years and you're 0 for 22. We're about to be 0 for 22. So Florida lost. Oh, my bad. We already did that. My bad. I got to click on the next one. Miami is upset by SMU, and it's only an upset if you don't know ball. The Mustangs win. Carson did not play the greatest game. I'm not going to tell you why I believe those things, but, my dog is struggling. He was 26 for 38, 2 touchdowns, 2 bad interceptions. Here's where Miami is. Oh, wow. They got the ball to JoJo Trader. You know what? No. Fuck no. I'm not doing this shit. Oh, yeah, I'm not doing this shit with y'all today. This was not on. Oh, damn, it was on him. They threw pick sixes or something? Hold on. Wait a minute. So, hold on. All right, so you got one. You have 2 rushing touch. Yeah, this is on your defense. This is on your defense, dog. Like, yeah, Carson shouldn't have thrown 2 interceptions. That's easy. But you don't have, I'm sure Miami has it. You don't outgain your opponent. SMU had 23 yards rushing. 23 yards rushing. But this goes to what I tell you. What I say about too much top. Too much top makes your legs weak. This is the top. 37 minutes and 42 seconds to 22 minutes and 18 seconds. Here's where Miami lost. It wasn't on Carson. Stop that shit. That's an easy target. You know why you lost? 12 penalties for 96 yards as opposed to 4 for 40. You dominated them. The reason why you're losing is because you have 2 different philosophies in your offense that it's not complimentary ball. And this does scare me. Keep Mario forever. Keep Mario forever. Because if you had the coach, Brett Lashley, you get boat. If y'all switch, you get boat raced. I'm going to tell you why. Miami has one of the best offensive lines in college football. All they talk about is how good their offensive lines are. And again, you want to see recruitment? Actually, 247 has a great thing. They don't do a lot of great things, but this is actually, you know what? 247 National is pretty good. It's just Florida State's 247. They just really like to, their analysis, I don't appreciate. But that's me. That's my opinion. Everybody has their opinion. I know their opinion of me ain't the same, ain't very high either. So, but I want to look at scholarship distributions, right? So when you go to 247 and you go to the column, they actually will have how many scholarships are distributed to those teams, as well as what their ranking was out of high school. So we're going to just go down. Boom, boom. Okay, let's look at their running backs, right? They have Mark Fletcher, Lyle, Pringle, who's really good, and Mallory. Every one of their backs are over 200 pounds. Their starter, Mark Fletcher, is 225 fucking pounds. That's a big motherfucker. All right? Average ranking of 4-star. Keep that in your mind. They got some young talent at wide receiver, too. It's pretty good. Their tight end, 6'5", 260, 6'5", 250, 6'4", 250, 6'6", 250, 6'2", 242, 6'7", 255, 6'3", 245. A lot of tight ends. I don't even want to pronounce this motherfucker's name, but let's just look at their tackles. You have a 5-star, 5-star. So those are your bookends, right? Everybody else isn't as good as I thought they were going to be. But a lot of 3-stars, but they all have measurables. Why they got my dog Derek at tackle? They need to move Derek back inside. Interior line. 4-star, 4-star, 4-star. It's called their strength is in their trenches. But yet they refuse to run the ball like they need to. It's either you cannot run the ball because you can't move it, or, hey, I don't know what it is. But I do know this. When you average 5.3 yards a clip and your longest run was 14 yards, that means you ain't doing shit explosive, dog. That means you getting it out the mud. Yo, you got one guy's 5.3, one guy's 4.1. Can somebody, what, 4 times 3 is 12, right? You know what that? You know how many yards are in the down? How many yards? It's 1st and 10. And that means you go from 1st and 10. You get 4 yards. That means it's 2nd and 6. That means it's 3rd and 2. It means move them chains. Here come the canes. You're bigger. You're faster. You're more physical than anybody else. What do we hear all the time? You go look at my comments. Oh, man, I love when y'all don't realize how content creators work. Your negative shit, all it does is keep moving the needle. So them motherfuckers was on me about Ruben Bain. You don't go look at my picture. I got a big ass forehead, so I know that shit. One dude ain't have no fucking hairline talking about mine. Bitch, this ain't where you need to be at, dog. Relax. It's a conversation between people who have made plays. But we were talking about Ruben Bain. It was actually a fun, lighthearted segment about Ruben Bain. All I hear about Ruben Bain is better than Jermaine Johnson. Ruben Bain is better than Jared Verse. Ruben Bain is the greatest defense. Ruben Bain right now is not playing like a top 20 pass rusher or defensive end in Miami history. But again, what Miami fan does is forget their history with the current events. Everything is better in Miami is the marketing push. It's better right now. They said last year's team was better than the last team that won a goddamn national championship at Miami, which is one of the greatest assembly of talent that I've ever seen in my life. Arguably one of the greatest national championship teams ever. And they finished where they finished. They said this team was better than last year's team. You know what they're going to say next year? That team is better than last year's team. You know what they're going to, you know what they said about, remember they had to do, we did the thing. They had some dude named Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs, Puffin Burger or something like that came in when when the motherfucker up in Tennessee that's stinking it up. The quarterback. Cam Ward. When Cam Ward dissed them and us, that's okay. We went and got Reese's Peanut Butter Puff. He's better than Cam Ward. One thing every year, Miami getting every recruit, or they push them out of the class, or whoever they have is better than anybody that they've ever had, ever seen. It's the same rundown. I could be Gabby Urethra. I could be the other people. I could be a beat writer from Miami. They tell the same fucking story every year. Just the names change. There's absolutely no critical analysis of anything. And if you even mention that somebody might not be up to that par, it is the most disrespectful thing that they have ever heard in their life. And yet, that's why I love it. And I embrace it. And I think it's awesome. I wish we were more like that. My alma mater was more like that. You say anything about a Miami player, even if it's not your hater, you're wrong. Yet Florida State fans will sit there and cry all fucking day. But I digress. Folks lost. I'm happy. We won. Next week, I hope we figure out a way to beat Clemson. I just ain't going to that game. But I think they could win. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to talk like I'm going to talk big like a Miami fan, even if I'm little. Because we winning everything. We winning everything. We getting everybody. We winning everything. That's every week. You would think the shit get old, but it doesn't. What's cool about it is they want to do things like this. Auburn fires Hugh Freeze. Well, the craziest thing is Auburn is the only team that hasn't had an opponent score over 24 points on them. So that means they're losing tough games. But that's the difference. Sources say Auburn has fired Hugh Freeze. He's gone 6-16 in the SEC over his 3 seasons and 15-19 overall. After losing to Kentucky last night to fall to 4-5, Auburn is in danger of having a losing record for the 3rd straight year. Auburn keeps firing. Again, they keep firing coaches early, and they keep staying in the same bad place. Florida State fans, this is what you want? Hugh Freeze won before. When he was at Ole Miss, he won. But nobody else got to cheat. Everybody gets to cheat in public now. When it's even, like Hugh Freeze is the one who pretend like he go to church but had the scrippers. Oh, shit. Hold on 1 second. Hello? You could have kept that one on. I wasn't gonna say nothing crazy. With April on the phone, she got a real job. This is what Florida State fans want. Yep. Let's be Auburn. God damn, dog. Like, real talk, dog. Like, just write the shit down and read it out loud, guys. That's all I'm asking is write the shit down and read it out loud. Dylan Raiola injured, out for the season. Nebraska this is the beautiful thing. This is what's wrong with the system. Dylan is not good anyway. His quarterback gets his coach an extension for 2 years, then gets injured, and now Nebraska's stuck with the guy who looks like a midget. Arch versus Vanderbilt. Arch Manning was 25 for 33 passing 328 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now we believe Arch is great, right? Good. I'm happy for Texas. Sarkisian's probably still going to be out of that bitch. Going to the NFL scoreboard. We're going to talk about. We're going to get into some good Jags talk. Did it come up? All right. Tonight's Monday Night Football game at 8:15 is going to see an epic showdown of 2 teams that nobody gives a fuck about. The Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys. The Mediocrity Bowl. The Dolphins got destroyed by the Ravens. In Lamar's first game back. An epic shootout with the Bears versus the Bengals, 47-42. The Vikings bested the Lions, 27-24. Tits for Fitz. We'll get into him a little bit more with our NIL segment. 16-13, the Panthers win. Chargers beat the Titans 27-20. Miles's New England Patriots, and we'll talk about this in a second as well, beat the Atlanta Falcons 24-23. Shout out to if you had this one guy on your fantasy team, but had him because he went to the school you coach at, but you kept him on your bench, you're an idiot. 34-24, the 49ers beat the team CTE, the New York Giants. Steelers beat the Colts 27-20. The Broncos beat the Texans 18-15. The Jaguars in a good matchup in overtime beat the Raiders 30-29. The Rams destroyed the Saints. The Bills beat the Chiefs. The Seahawks beat the Commanders in a thing that I don't know if I want to show here, but I know we're going to have to. And yeah, so yeah, interesting with that. Let's get into the Jaguars. Again, the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Las Vegas Raiders in overtime 30-29, showing why in a league of parity what really happens. You don't know who's going to win week to week in the NFL, and as I tell a lot of people, when you cover the NFL or you watch the NFL, it makes you understand the new way that college is going, and it's not as scary and you don't get as stressed. You are not going to go undefeated in the NFL. It is impossible. The goal of the NFL is to win your division and then get to the get to the playoffs. After that, the goal is to win to try to get into the Super Bowl. Trevor Lawrence showed all the reasons why you should be frustrated with him. He made gutsy, ballsy plays, and he also made dumb plays. But he was not the only reason that you should be upset with them. But before we get into the things you should be upset about, let's get into the things that we should be happy about. Cam Little has kind of had an up and down season this year. He misses the easy kicks. He made the longest kick in NFL history in regulation now. In regular season. 68 yards. He has the longest in the preseason of 70 yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That kick was incredible. It was clutch, and it actually helped the Jaguars when they needed it. But the Jaguars offense got to get started. They got to stop playing with their food. And they could have made this game into something that was bigger. But I will say this, it probably really didn't matter because the way that the Jags played, I see why. My fat thumb went past something. The way that the team played on defense really fucked them over anyway. Travis Hunter is out. Basically, I don't think he's coming back this season. Trevor Lawrence has just broke another positive. Trevor Lawrence broke a franchise record set by David Garrard. He now has 18 rushing touchdowns in his career. David Garrard has 17. He will probably more than likely continue to push that forward and break that again. I hate those stats because that's a useless stat for a quarterback. I really don't give a fuck about that. Now, they also won because Trayvon Walker was ejected for punching a player. It was a solid punch too. Can't do that. That costs you a little bit of money. Let's see here where we're at. Again, my fat thumb went past where it needed to go. Yeah. Josh Hines Allen finally got a sack. He has 55 career sacks. He is now tied with Tony Brackens for all time in franchise history. Cool. Great. Yeah, I remember Tony Brackens. That's an old name. That just shows you how the Jags haven't been able, haven't done what they needed to do. And now what you got to do is when you win, you got to look at the box. Trevor was 23 for 34, 220 yards and 1 interception. He was only sacked 1 time, but he had plenty of pressure and he used his legs when necessary. Running 9 times for 24 yards and 2 touchdowns. Travis Etienne is the one who really saved this game by making some really clutch runs at time and took some big time hits. But he what he did was he showed a propensity for AFOC. He was not AFOCing around. That's accelerating feet on contact. And he was churning those feet. Basil Tootin did his thing. I still think this is a team that if they had Tank Bigsby would be a little bit better, but Travis Etienne is playing very, very well in a contract year. Parker Washington led all receivers with targets as well as catches. He had 9 targets, 8 catches, 90 yards. Brian Thomas Jr. had 5 targets, 3 catches, 55 yards. They did what I've asked them to do. Travis Etienne had 5 targets, 5 catches, 31 yards. They incorporated him in the passing game. That's the punch. Yeah. Yeah. He was really
he really wanted to do. God,
yeah. That's the club punch.
What if you punch somebody and they have to send you in the tent?
One, for a guy who has brittle hands already or wrist, probably shouldn't have done that. You just got your. I mean, and what's wild is, all right. Oh, let me see here real quick and pause. So good. You can see his left hand is the one that's protected.
Yeah.
Hit him with the cast, bro.
Oh, he's too much of a righty. I gotta get my power.
But what I'm saying is, what happens if you fuck up your right hand? Now you on IR for some. And now you really losing money. Doesn't make sense.
I'm surprised they didn't take him for a concussion.
He did bang him though. He popped his ass. De'Ami Brown, 7 targets, only 3 catches. That was where the inefficiency lies right there. 220 yards, 151. Like, I'll say this. When you score 30 points, there's no way a game should be close. And unless our defense plays the way that they played. They did a good job stopping the run. Ashton Genty, when he needs to be, is pretty fucking dynamic. I'm going to be honest with you. One person was whipping the Jags' ass. And in a bizarro world, it makes absolutely no sense. It's like I told you, did you know the Lakers are whipping ass and almost having guys average 30 points a game with 3 white boys? I never thought I would come a time in my life when I would see the big 3 be all from the mountains of Caucasus. Trump said he's going to make America great again, and they're going back. We're going to be leaving the beaver here in a fucking minute. All jokes. But when a white wide receiver is torching you, that's a scary sight, man. Even though he's a tight end, Brock Bowers from Georgia, 12 catches, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns. You might want to guard that guy. And a lot of people give critiques on coaches, and a lot of times people say shit like, well, if you're almost so good, you could do it. Like, man clearly isn't working for him. Like, we can't stop that motherfucker. And they're just running crossing routes and creating natural picks. And, like, it's fucking us over.
Calling Austin Reed.
Man, that motherfucker is clear, man. Like, bro, but the point, and lost in the point, is that a white boy was cooking us. And this shit never used to happen. Like, it's like we didn't even go through the crack era anymore. Like, I don't even know what to do anymore. The only way to counteract this, right? This is a problem. We need white DBs. Maybe they can understand each other. I don't know. But that right there is frustrating to an offense that you can't even rest on your laurels. Actually, you know what? My bad. That's what happened. I forgot. I saw and even on. Do we have the 2-point conversion? Because we should have lost the game. And I get Pete Carroll's coaching philosophy here. We're not making the playoffs. We're either going to win or lose this game because I don't feel like a tie does nothing for me. A loss gives us better draft position. A win gives us better confidence. So it's that's all we got to go. If my man doesn't bat the ball down, you know who's wide open in the back of the end zone again? The same motherfucker that was scored a touchdown and was cooking our ass. Like, goddamn, put a spy on him. Dewey is one of those guys that everybody's going to love and everybody's going to talk about. But goddamn, he is somebody that it's time for us to just put him to pasture. This is why I said the things I said about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. While he might be toxic, the motherfucker ain't a bad football player. I can't say the same thing about Dewey Wingard. Not Wingard, but excuse me, about him. I can't say that about him, about Fabio. Fabio is trash. I can say that effectively and affectionately. Like, I say it with like, what do they say? With all due respect. Like, they're just letting, and then the linebacker, this is also why Devin Lloyd, we need to get him some deer antler spray. We need to do something like to get him back. He makes the defense better. And there's no arguing that anymore. But the Jacksonville Jaguars came away with the win, so a win's a win. But the person who should not be hired, it should be immediately fired, is the special teams coordinator. Because as bad as the defense did play, every time the Jaguars scored, I wonder if that's on there. That's got to be on there. The kick returner damn near brought it back. It was very frustrating to watch. Yeah, all right, let's go. I could go see that. It's in the box score.
Right, it is 3 white boys. I was thinking of Boston River.
Mostert, who was a running back for the Dolphins, you know how many kicks he had? Kick returns? He had 5 opportunities. 202 yards. His longest was 54 yards. They have to kick it inside. Like, so if they kick it in the end zone, you automatically get it on the 35. You're better off just kicking it out of the fucking back of the end zone.
Right.
Like, he damn near housed everyone. Like, what the fuck are you getting paid for? These are the guys who need to be fired early. You can find a new coach anywhere in the NFL. There's all kinds of guys around there. They're pros. Their jobs there's only so many concepts because of the way the game is played. You can find somebody to come in and teach you something really, really quick. You have so many coaches in the NFL. Somebody got to know something. And that's really the moral of the story. I wonder what is this in comparison to the Jags? Let's flip this up here. You want to know what the Jags had in kickoff returns?
What?
There were 3 people who only had 155 yards. Two catches, 55. Trammell, 1 catch. Now, that was a good one, the 54-yard return. And De'Ami Brown, 2 catches for 46 yards. Like, they had 1 good return. Every time the ball got kicked to the goddamn Vegas Raiders, they had a good return. It's got to stop. All right, that's disappointing. It's very difficult to even want to be better when those things happen like that. So I'm very, very, very. Most are like just made me like. As soon as the Jazz scored, I'm like, ooh. First, I thought when did the overtime rules change? I thought if you scored a touchdown in overtime, the game was over. I didn't realize both teams got an opportunity regardless.
I don't know. It's confusing, right?
Yeah, like they keep changing the rules. I thought it was if you kick the extra point. I thought it was if you kick the field goal, the other team gets a chance. If you score a touchdown, the game is over. Like, if that's the case, the Jags were moving the ball way too fast. Like, you need to give them the time, give them the ball with 2 minutes left. But it is what it is. Joe Flacco going to other games. Joe Flacco, old men balling out. 31 for 46, 470 yards, 4 touchdowns. Why can't Trevor be more like Joe? Bengals being mad that they lost. I mean, they lost a lot, but that's kind of cool for an old dude. You know, you need ED medications and all kinds of, but you can throw the ball. They're losing shootouts with the Bengals, so they're the first team to score 38 plus points in back-to-back games and lose since back when America was great, 1966. The Giants did that. That is insane. Another one of the things like Mandarin University, one of the things I love, NIL. Oh shit, hold on, pull that up. Yeah, that's what the score was. So they came back. That will frustrate the fuck out of me though. Like, I shouldn't be sweating winning 41-27 with that much time on the clock left. But going to NIL, and there's only one that we really need to focus on. And that's the guy that we came up with a slogan for. And slogans work, they build confidence. Marketing is like an area that I'm good. He wouldn't admit it when I talked to him at the Senior Bowl. It's good Christian young man. And I'm like, keep that up, son. Keep up the facade. Ryan Fitzpatrick, whatever his name is. Ryan Fitz. Fitz is what I call him. Fitz was struggling. His hips were tight. Couldn't get the fluidity in there. So I suggested that, and when you really go back in the timeline and you look at it, you can't really argue with it, right? He was struggling, and I said, hey, he needs to go on FAMU's campus and find one of them thick-ass black broads to be able to help him loosen up his hips. We needed a young co-ed to sacrifice him because while money is a motivator, extracurriculars are motivators as well. So we launched the Tits for Fits campaign. And do you know what happened during the Tits for Fits campaign? We saw a 10-3 season, we saw a 13-1 season, and we saw the only bright spot last year on the 2-10 team was Fitz. Fitz has made some clutch kicks for the Panthers, and we want to honor our young brethren, lover of a big butt and a smile, and an enjoyer of memories in Fitz. So let's watch Fitz do what he needs to do, and he's in. And you can't tell me it ain't working in Charlotte. Charlotte's Atlanta without all the homonyms, without all the transmissions. So let's watch my guy Fitz, and I know some big booty black woman in Charlotte that works at the airport. Bless this young brother. It's not up. We can hear it. There we go. 1 second. Let's do too. You want to make this? You want to make the world a better place? There's a guy struggling right now. Fitz was struggling. Send that man some titties. Wednesday is Wagon Wednesday. There's a guy out there who's having a bad day that really needs some motivation to go out to work and make the most of himself. If you don't have a wagon, don't participate. Just participate on Tuesdays. But if you have a wagon, man, what's the harm in it? Or if you really want to just spread cheer, holiday cheer, put that shit on Twitter. It's where all the good wagons are anyway. But not GMO. Don't send no GMO wagons out there. Send that man some titties and some damn and some booty so that they can be like Fitz. It worked. Look, that man would be making game-winning field goals in your life if you would bless that man. That's all I'm saying. Wait a minute. I ain't even know that. First and foremost, hold on. Let me hold on. I gotta call my dog. This is I gotta tell Chris this. Like, bump this is crazy, dog. I know he in school. He may not answer. I didn't know this. This is crazy though.
Hello.
Hey man, were you aware that you probably accomplished a feat that no coach in Mandarin history, well, I guess technically another coach did, but you were the offensive coordinator, but no coach in Duval history has accomplished?
What's that?
You had two men that you coached score a touchdown on the same team on the same day in the same game.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Did you know, or did you or you were just like, okay, cool? Because you sound like that's just like, that's just a Sunday for me.
No, it does seem to be a bigger deal to more people than it was me. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I don't disagree with you.
Just gonna let you know I'm gonna give more people more reasons to be angry with you and hate you. So good stuff. I like the interview too that you did with Sully as well. So it was a really good interview.
Oh, good. Thank you.
All right, but anyway, love you. Talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Yep. Toby Bullock, everybody. See how excited he was about that. Damn. Had no idea. Pop, Demario Douglas, and Terrell Jennings, both at Mandarin High School. They scored. What a bitch. But did I miss something? I mean, okay, I must have clicked on the wrong thing. All right, yeah, I clicked on the wrong one. All right, here we go. So let's pull that up, Miles, so we can hear Pop talk about about his uncle. 4 catches, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. Oh yeah, so he was shot. A lot of people were talking about this guy on the timeline. So while you're pulling that up, I saw a lot of people distraught about the things that are that this person died or was murdered. And what's funny is a lot of people talk. Again, not funny. What's ironic is that a lot of people talked about this guy not too long. One person said I talked about this guy not too long ago, and not me, that they did, and they thought he was dead. They checked on him; he was alive. But then this happened a few weeks later. So it was the one you had just pulled up, Mouse. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, pull up that interview. Hold on. This is the tweet. This was the so one thing. A couple weeks, my guy Tony Williams, whose son Deuce plays for Rains High School, really good linebacker going to Illinois. So a couple weeks ago, we was all holding our breath because we had heard a dude named Tiger got killed. You had to assure us it wasn't you. But I wake up this morning and to see it's true this time is crazy. And his name on social media was Tiger Guwap Tiger, and I don't know him at all, but from what I've seen and what I've read, he was a solid dude. Dang, it might have had damn, it might have been at his birthday party because the last thing he posted was he had a Georgia Florida party. Damn, he had young kids too. I mean, I'm my bad. I'm seeing him with the kids, so that's sad. But yeah, let's watch the interview from Pop. They said no sound, Miles. It's not. I don't even want to get in. I feel bad for him because again, I see on one of the things is like somebody's like, is he an upstanding individual? And I'm like, that's some bitch shit. Somebody died. But again, it's crazy because if you would have said anything, like what's crazy is when people make comments, right? Like people said some not savory things about Charlie Kirk when he was murdered. But everybody's like, you shouldn't say that. But the minute that a person that is like a regular everyday individual, something happens, the first thing people want to say is, I'm sure he was upstanding. Like he was about as upstanding as Charlie Kirk. How about that? Oh, that's all good. Just the kid was just, it is what it is. But again, we just talked about the real cool thing about Mandarin Mustangs, having two guys score a touchdown. We'll keep it positive. That was dope. This dummy right here that you're looking at, you know who he drafted just because he was a Mandarin kid? I drafted Pop. Pop sat on the bench. I didn't even check either one of my teams. I was going to lose either way. I had 5 bye weeks. Like, it's crazy. I hate fantasy sometimes. But go to the so let's just go to the next thing. Damn, that's tough, man. I feel bad for that kid. No, Colts lose to the Steelers. The defense forced 6 turnovers. That's good news for us. We like the first turnovers. We'll wrap up this stuff. We don't have to go into this. CJ Stroud is in Tua tag-along protocol, meaning he's got concussion. I won't talk about Bills and Sunday Night Football. Let's just, because where are we at right now? We're over 2 hours. Let's go to big games, BS or bussin'. Let's look at this breakfast meatloaf. I don't know. This looks interesting. So you don't really need sound for us to be able to look at this. So we got to roll back a little bit because they don't, there we go. You see the boiled eggs? That's what's really throwing me off a little bit. All right, let's go. No, I'm pretty sure they were peeled. I don't want barbecue sauce on my breakfast stuff. Yeah. Is that bell peppers that they had on there? Or was it like a green? Like, is that like some kind of like real veggie? I just think people are bored. Like, why? Why do we have to do all of that? But I eat all of that on the sandwich anyway, so I would eat an egg, bacon, and sausage. I mean, that's nothing but a fancy Chris sandwich. Yeah. It's probably busting. It's probably busting. I wouldn't request it, but like if you put it in front of me and said try this, I'd give it a go. I'd give it the old college try. Well, you know what's not busting? Florida Agricultural Mechanical University. They got their asses whooped. And I guess we call that an OG Wilding segment. Fam, you worry about everything but winning right now. They need to offer my guy TJ Cole. They need to do some other shit. They need to like they need to get it together. I wish Colsey was winning. I want Colsey to win. I like Coach Colsey. He's a good guy. Um, just my bad. I said Jackson. They played JSU, so Jackson State. So I said Southern. They beat Southern last weekend. They lost to so they lost 41-16. They had they had 300. Is that say 300 and how many yards? 309. That motherfuckers damn near had 400 yards rushing. That's crazy. That's the worst. They barely threw the ball. Florida State fans talk about, like, I'm shocked that he's not fired, but I think they only got like 1 or 2 more games because they're about to get into, well, you got the classics. They're not going to fire a guy without going into the classics. Bethune-Cookman has looked like they've improved exponentially. It's a lot of people have gotten better, and it's just like, I don't know, but FAMU is, whew, they need to figure out. I'd work at, again, I don't want to move back to Tallahassee though. But I'd work for FAMU. Like I could do 2 jobs at once. I know who FAMU need to go after, and I know who Florida State need to go after. Obviously, I wouldn't charge FAMU the same money I charge Florida State. They can't afford it. But like, holla at your boy. Throw me a little bit of bread. All good. But yeah. Anyways, outside of that, Miles, can you pull up? Let's get back to the MFTK 7-on-7 thing. The registration link is active and all those things. If you look at your email, Miles, I sent it to you. So this is what I want you guys to do. Sports Market is the thing that I use. And with that, I it's whatever the last one you sent me with the it's from my Coach 36 email. Yeah, yours. I'm pretty sure it was yours. Yeah, his name was Miles's. We make this easy. Sports Market is an interactive. It's basically a social media site for your team. You can put videos, you can put news up, you can put all kinds of different things. We are going to use it. We are partnering with MFTK Foundation and MFTK 7-on-7 with this program. And with this program, it's all kinds of different things. We can send mass emails, we can send text messages. We're going to try to simplify the communication and all of these different things. But when you go and you click on the link, let me make sure it's active, so that's cool. Got to blow it up a little bit so that people can see it. But, you go in there, name, date of birth, all these different things. You scroll down a little bit. We want to know your social medias. So you can scroll down now. We want your nickname. We want to call you what you like to be called. Your age group, what positions you play. So we O-line, D-line, we will be doing 5-on-5 stuff. We want to follow you. So we want to know your IG handle. We want to know your Twitter handle. We want to know your TikTok. If you have highlight videos, we want you to upload those to Huddle. We need to know who your parents are because those are the people we will be communicating with. And then what happens is all of this thing, it's a waiver. So when you click that link, when you click that little yes, that means you signed your kid's life away. You don't have to sign your kid's life away. You don't got to play for our team either. So it's a mutual beneficial thing. I just don't want to get sued. So we have all of these things that are there. It sends us a nice little Excel spreadsheet. And then what happens is you have to create a profile. But when you create this profile, you can follow everything with the MFTK Foundations or the MFTK Spartans, and that's how we will keep up. It's kind of like band, Twitter, social, all the other different things, but in one package. Because we are going to take a lot of pictures. A lot of video. We're going to get your kid exposed. So you'll have all the little stuff to be able to show your little nigglets all over to your family and friends. So those are things. That's also another sponsorship opportunity because every kid that's in our organization will have to go through Sports Market. So, and it's something that you don't have to necessarily have an app for. You can have you can use it. You can interface with it on your phone. So. Outside of that, man, really appreciate you guys for coming here on a Monday. Shout out to my guy to the Twitter gang, not paying attention to anything that we requested them to do, going over to and not going over to the YouTube. Also, kind of appreciate you guys not getting us over that 7,000 mark. Need y'all to, you could do it. Probably not gonna have no payouts until the government opens back up, but 6,823 subscribers is where we're at right now. Would love nothing more than to get that thing as big as we can. Remember, as the channel grows, so does the impact and the influence we have. The more people that watch, the more things that can get done. Go to the mftkfoundation.com to be able to check out that website and all the different things that we have going for that. Outside of that, I really appreciate everybody for chopping it up with me. We will see you guys next time.
Hey, y'all know we coming. We loud from here on out. We don't ask all night. We getting that get back. Y'all know that. +2.
There is no cinema like Flash Flicks.
man, this try to take over, I'm telling you.
All that laughing, baby, is over with. Know what it is.
Hey, y'all know how we coming. We lost, we on out. We on our ass all night. We getting that get back, y'all know that. +2.
There is no cinema like flash flicks.
This man, this try to take over, I'm telling you.
All that laughing, baby, is over with. Know what it is.